Here's a few scene references to movies in The Sopranos. This first one has layers of meaning. In Season 2, episode Full Leather Jacket, Christopher, Sean, and Matt are breaking open safes. Chrissy says when your time comes, you either step up or look for a new career. Then Chris tells Matt and Sean about kicking up money. So Matt says, to kick up to Tony Soprano would be an honor, and Sean says, he the man. Christopher says, I thought you said I was the man. And Sean says, are we not men? Referencing to the 1932 film Island of Lost Souls. In the movie, the doctor says, what is the law? And the sayer of the law says, not to spill blood. That is the law. Are we not men? And the beasts in unison say, are we not men?
What is the law? Not to spare blood. Are we not men? Are we not men? You broke the law. Law no more. Law no more. You spilled blood. He tell me, spill blood.
Matt and Sean do spill Christopher's blood and both pay the price for it in the end, which basically is saying what we already knew, that Matt and Sean were both lost souls. In this scene, Paulie says, Mother of Mercy, could this be the end of Rico? Mother of Mercy, is this the end of Rico? Is a famous line from the 1931 gangster film Little Caesar, spoken by Edward G. Robinson.
Mother of Mercy. Is this the end of Rico?
In this scene between Tony and Artie, talking about Artie's failing restaurant, where Tony tells him, no one wants to hear you talk, Artie. Tony tells Artie, you know I'm going to eat here till I fall off the chair, which is a reference to Michael Corleone dying and falling off the chair in Godfather 3. You could also tie in the fact that the final scene of The Sopranos, if Tony did die, it's a possibility if he had gotten popped, he would have fell out of the booth chair. Very allegorical. When Tony, Paulie, and Silvio talk about what they're getting their gumas for Christmas, Paulie asks Tony, what are you getting your new guma? Tony says, she's going to Morocco by herself. Paulie says, who is she, Bada Bing Crosby? Paulie was referencing Bing Crosby, who was an actor who played in the 1942 film Road to Morocco. In this scene between Junior and Richie talking about not being able to sell on the garbage routes, Richie says, I guess nobody should eat but him. You should see him in the golf outfit. He looked like Wallace Beery. Wallace Beery was one of the highest paid American actors in the 1930s. One of his best known roles was in the movie called Treasure Island, where he played the character Long John Silver. Oops, wrong picture. Ah, there we go. Huh, Long John Silver maybe. In this scene where Richie gives Tony the jacket he took off Rocco DeMeo, Tony puts on the jacket and Richie says, you look like Robert Evans over here. Robert Evans was the head of production at Paramount Pictures. He helped in developing and producing the 1972 Godfather film. When Junior puts a hit out on Tony in Season 1, Tony is at a stand buying an orange juice with shum pulp. While he walks to the car, the hitters start shooting. This scene mimics the Godfather 1972 movie where you see Don Vito Corleone buying a bag of oranges and then Vito walks to the car and the hitters shoot him up. In this scene with Junior having to go to court in the episode Pie Oh My, Junior says, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, referencing to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He mirrors all of Mr. Rogers' moves. Starting at the closet, he grabs a cardigan, says, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I have to spend it rotting in that courtroom. He continues to walk to the couch, untying his shoes and putting on sneakers. Also in Season 3, Episode 1 is titled Mr. Ruggiero's Neighborhood, which has a double meaning. One is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. The other meaning is a title referring to Angelo Ruggiero, who was in the Gambino crime family in real life, and the feds bugged his house with wiretaps, similar to the feds bugging Tony's house.
If you two never bother with me again in the rest of my life, I ain't giving them pay stuff. I can't. I can't. There's good friends of mine out in the f***ing state. Well, he's the boss. You have to do what he tells you.
That's why I said to you before, you don't understand what an usher means that the boss is your boss. Understand?
Such an usher told my boss will tell me to turn against you. I won't do that. I won't do that.
In Pine Barrens, Chrissy and Paulie were stuck in the woods, and Chrissy tells Paulie, "We should have stopped at Roy Rogers." And Paulie says, "And I should have effed Dale Evans, but I didn't." Dale Evans was best known as the wife of singing cowboy Roy Rogers, whom she married on New Year's Eve 1947. They remained married for 51 years until his death in 1998.